Another amazing diecast is saved by the Authentics line. Here is Martin Truex Jr.'s 2019 Patriotic Bass Pro Shops Tracker Boats Toyota Camry. Howdy folks, it is Diecastbuffet here again, back with another NASCAR diecast review. Today's car is going to be one of the most sought after MTJ releases from 2019, ironically than the 19 car, ironically. This is a really cool paint scheme, man. I tell you, when I first seen this car was going to run at the 600 in 2019, I tell you what, man, I was stoked. I was excited because it just brought back so much like nostalgia. Because like as of lately, we really haven't seen that many patriotic paint schemes. I mean, who can forget when Roush used to run like 4 patriotic cars every 600, every 400 Daytona? Who can forget all the Hendrick paint schemes? Now it's like they've kind of like taken a step back. I mean, they still do it, but it's nowhere near where it used to be. And of course, this is from Wave 12. We already reviewed the Denny Hamlin. We reviewed the Logano, the Kyle Busch. We reviewed the William Byron and the Greg Biffle truck. Of course, we've already reviewed that during the after the holidays. We reviewed the Eric Jones Stanley Toyota Camry. So if you want to check out like any of these reviews, I'll have them down below. So take your pick. I haven't reviewed this one, and I haven't reviewed this one. This one's not a playoff one, so technically it is different. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get this 2019 Martin Truex Jr. Bass Pro Shops Patriotic Toyota Camry out of the box. Alrighty folks, brand new out of the package. Here is the MTJ Patriotic car that went to victory lane in 2019. I tell you what, this car went to victory lane in the Coke 600 after having all that damage and the tire issue and all that jazz. This was actually a pretty cool race to win diecast to get in the 124 scale. Now, I will say though, I'm a big fan of raced version 164s as long, and that's a big point right there, as long as they make a clean version. Like the Ross Chastain 45 truck. Sure, I love it they made a Ross Chastain truck, but they didn't make a clean version. So like if you're a stop motion cat, if you're just a purist, you want to have a clean version of a car and a dirty version of a car, the confetti and all that jazz, you can't do it. And I'm just so glad that they actually made a clean version of this car. Alrighty folks, over here to the nose of the car, you got USO, Johnny Morris, USO once again, Bass Pro Shops, BassPro.com, the big old bass on the hood. I love that. I love how, BPS hasn't changed their logo. It's still the same. It's just they've, kind of sharpened the fonts. They have a very, very long history with NASCAR, which is great. You got the Toyota Camry, ribbon there, so to speak, at the Toyota logo. To be honest with you, pretty decent job with the nose of this car they did. They got the Camry logo, they got the headlights, everything's pretty much where they need to be, The apples are in the basket, that's good. You got Joe Gibbs Racing right there, you got Moog, Edelbrock, Sunoco. The paint scheme of this car is really cool, man. The whole entire hood is blue, right? The main color of the car, though, is blue. So that means all that red, that's all decal. So the car is shot with this really pretty, like, dark blue. I freaking love it. And I tell you what, it has kind of like this small little stripe that kind of just, rises from the splitter, shoots through the Goodyear, and rises above the 19, which, then it kind of tapers off, then it brings back to the Tracker Boats logo. But when you look at it from the front of the car, that just looks good, man. I love how the red wraps around with that, like, Tron-esque front grille on these Camrys. I tell you, it looks really good. You got the 19 there, a little bit of some crinkling there, but that is okay. The splitter, though, is all black. Very, very nice. Over here to the left side of the car, you got the NASCAR Salutes logo. There you got Mechanics Wear 3M, K&N, Lincoln Welders, Goodyear. I think the tires say, and it's really hard to read it, but it says, I think, honor and remember. Okay, that's what it says, honor and remember. You got the Goodyear logos there. I tell you what, though, my good buddy LW3, Little Wrangler 3, I tell you what, man, I would not be surprised if he finds this car whenever they, release it in mass retailers, which hopefully is very soon. Hopefully he'll be able to make a race to win custom of it, because he loves doing those, and this would be a perfect project car for that, because I'm 99.5% sure they're not going to re-release this as a raced version. But crazier things have happened. Who knows? So you got Martin Truex Jr. right there on the name rail. You know, very, very old school, man. Just a nice Sharpie pen font like that. Nothing on the C pillar. The B pillar, though, we got a bullet hole right there with Bass Club logo there. You got Toyota Auto Owners. Got the 19. You know, Mechanics Work, 3M, K&N, Lincoln Welders, all that good stuff. The little side skirt down here has got that beautiful blue. I love the number here. Right there in the middle, red, black, white, and then blue. And I like how the number kind of like cuts in a little bit to this little, I guess you could call it like an eyelash. It just shoots up, right? Looks pretty good. Tracker, ATV, boats. I love how they put the logo on the side big and bold. They didn't just put a little,
oh, tracker boats, ATV boats. No.
They covered the race car. See, that's what I call getting your money's worth when you're advertising on a stock car. You got Bass Pro Shops, Freightliners, Interstate Batteries, Lincoln Welders, Mac Tools, Sherwin-Williams, Siemens, Doosan, Mobile One. Very, very nice. And you go over here to the American Ethanol Ring. It looks pretty good. They used the whole quarter panel. I like that. Over to the back end of the car, you got Camry, Tracker Boats, ATVs, got the Toyota logo. I love how it's like that dark, like patriotic blue, right? Black splitter, right? You got the 19 XSE, got Camry and all that jazz, but just that Toyota logo with the white, it just looks very, very good. I like that. Dark color, bright color, contrast difference, it really pops to the eye. Very, very sharp. I like that. Go over to the right side of the car, and you could just see just how beautiful this paint scheme is, man. I noticed the Bass Pro Shops logo kind of has like a skid mark burnt behind it. So that little fish right there, man, you got a skid mark. That sucker is doing a burnout. That thing is fast, man. I mean, check that out, folks. That sucker is doing a burnout. That's one fast fish, I tell you that. Notice how the contingencies are starting to accumulate down here. If I was Joe Gibbs Racing, I would just take all these and put them up here, if you ask me. I still think you can have a beautiful paint scheme and still use contingencies. I mean, in my eyes, contingencies don't interrupt a paint scheme. Like, you could put all these crazy graphics and flames and stuff, and you could put the contingencies over it, the number over it. It doesn't bother me. When you put words over it, like this type of stuff, maybe. For contingencies, they're kind of like looked at like bumper stickers, you know? They're just kind of placed on, and it's just part of the sport. Here to the roof of the car, you got the once you get the red 19, you know, no alternate color up here. I like that. You got the big old 19, perfectly centered, big number. I tell you what, man, I don't have OCD, but I tell you what, this was very, very, very appealing, very satisfying to see a number that's perfectly put in the middle. It's bold size. It's not goofy or wonky. It ain't walking to sideways. I tell you, looks good. BassProShops.com logo. You know, the online stuff. You remember when like they had the American Online car for Jeff Green and Steve Park in the early 2000s? They had all the .com logos on those things. Like you have like NapaAutoParts.com or GoodWrench.com. You know, I remember those things. Those are really cool. Get them on the roof flaps. You got USO over here on the deck lid. And of course, since this is a Authentics car and we review one every Saturday, we're going to be taking a look at this magnet. I tell you what, man, this thing looks good. Bass Pro Shops, Martin Truex Jr. I tell you what, that looks beautiful, dude. I freaking love that. The white and like the signature's written in a white, but like the outside of it, like the edges, to kind of give it that 3D effect. It's kind of doing that dark red. And I tell you what, man, beautiful, man. I freaking love that. The stars, notice they're kind of a dull star. They're not like sharp, generic stars like that. They're kind of like a dull, I wouldn't say comical style, but they're different. It just adds a little variety to the paint scheme. I tell you what, man, that is one fast fish. And just in case you're wondering, the eyelashes that kind of brush up. Very, very, I really like the design of this. I love how this is like a 3D landscape. That's what it kind of looks like. And you had the Bass Pro Shops fish just dropping down from the heavens. That is one beautiful fish, man. I tell you what, that is a beauty. Three beautiful paint schemes, and they all shine in their own perspective. I certainly will say this is one of the best patriotic cars we've seen in 2019 as well. But hey, man, they've made some really good looking cars, especially that Byron Patriotic car from the 600. That thing is beautiful. Anyways, folks, hope you're having a great one. Diecast Buffet, signing off.